heard Carl's call was Hunter. So we also know that we have viewers at home who are thinking, I want to do that. I know it's at the very, very top of my bucket list as well, but here is the coolest thing. You can absolutely be a part of one of our next New Shepard launches, getting to see this big, beautiful planet we call Earth from across the Kármán line.
On the planet.
Wow! That makes me feel like I'm going to space.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1.
Yeah! Guys, we're doing it!
Wow.
Chills every time I see that video. Gosh, it's such an exciting experience. But now it's really time to meet the crew of NS-33, starting in seat number 1.
Yes, in seat number 1, we have Jim Sitkin. Now, Jim practiced law in California for 4 decades before his retirement. Jim is also a volunteer for Global NGO, which facilitates meetings with governments and community leaders in Central Europe and Sub-Saharan Africa. He's a lifelong adventurer. Jim has explored 7 continents and has dreamt of going to space since he was a child, growing up watching our favorite Star Trek.
That's right. In seat number 2, we have to talk about Lee Larson. He is a philanthropist and former CEO. With his blue hair, back in 1997, he co-founded the Larson Legacy, a philanthropic foundation focused on supporting hundreds of progressive nonprofits domestically and internationally. Now, earlier in his career, get this, Lee was a teacher who worked in the Army counseling soldiers on their educational aspirations, and he served as a delegate to the Constitutional Convention of 1968, which wrote the present-day Constitution of Hawaii.
In seat number 3, we have Owolabi Salas. Owolabi is an attorney and a financial consultant. He's the author of Equitocracy, which presents a vision for democracy that prioritizes equality among diverse groups. Owolabi is also a key member of the Soul Maker Ministry, which preaches the diverse nature of the universe. He tells us that he's dedicating today's mission to victims of discrimination and civil rights violations.
Let's talk about seat number 4. We have Freddie Rossigno Jr. Freddie is an Italian-American entrepreneur, business owner, and competitive golfer. He is the president and CEO of Commodity Cables, a lifelong golfer who has dreamt of space since he was a child. And by the way, as a golfer, he's competed as an amateur at the state and national levels for 20 years. He is the father of 3 boys who I know are very excited for him today.
In seat number 5, we have Allie Keener. Allie is an environmentalist, and she is dedicated to conservationists with a passion for protecting natural ecosystems and wildlife for all the future generations. She serves on the board of Nature is Nonpartisan, which is a nonprofit organization advocating for bipartisan solutions to environmental challenges.
And in seat number 6, her husband Carl Keener. He serves as the chairman of Building and Land Technology, also known as BLT. And Alice, you know I love a good BLT. Deeply committed to conservation, Carl champions efforts to sustain, restore, and enhance wildlife and natural habitats, sustainable food systems and environmental restoration projects through business strategy and philanthropic initiatives. Alice, what an incredible crew. So many conservationists and environmentalists aboard, and I know that getting back in that rocket today means so much to them.
Yes, and as you have seen on the bottom right hand of your screen, our crew has closed the hatch and are leaving the tower. Always a great sight. We are just around 16 and a half minutes before flight, so we are getting excited here on the desk.
We certainly are, and we also have to talk about the patch. I love this patch, and some key things to look out for on the NS-33 patch are the following.
Yeah, let's take a look. So we have some symbols around the patch. Up top is the lotus flower. Now that symbolizes Salas's spiritual journey today. A school bus signifies Leland's family businesses. And those leaves, they symbolize Allie and Carl's environmental stewardship.
The scales of justice represent Jim's work and employment law. The moon symbolizes Freddie's passion for archaeological discoveries. And each symbol is connected to the crew capsule by a thin green line representing each crew member's unique journey. Great patch there. All right, let's also revisit the previous human flights for New Shepard. This flight today will be our 33rd overall flight and our 13th human flight. There have been 12, that's right, 12 previous flights where we have carried crews of astronauts to space, and on every flight, we hear incredible reactions from our passengers. That is because the journey to space and back to Earth has such a profound effect on them.
Capsule.
Go.
Holy moly.
Booster.
Is this wild?
Go.
Each person that goes up there,
Oh my golly! This is nuts!
Ground. Go.
all of a sudden has a totally different perspective
Wow, look at that view.
Captain off. Go.
of this little place here.
New Shepard is go for launch.
This is heaven!
It's almost like an out-of-body experience.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
This is a new era where people like a teacher from North Carolina gets to go to space.
Way there.
Space has always been something I've wanted to do, but it's never been accessible until now.
Look at that view. Look at the view.
It's just unbelievable.
You have to see it with your eyes to really, really take it in. Everybody else should go to space.
Look at the Earth. Just look outside. Look at the Earth. We're in space.
This is a life-changing experience. Everybody needs to do this.
It was absolutely insane. I mean, it's the coolest thing ever. Oh my word. I'm just spinning.
That was enlightenment.
This is the best experience of my life, by far. Everyone in the world deserves to see this. Everyone needs to see this. Oh my God.
It's just a dream come true. I want to do this my entire life.
I just went to space as the first woman from Mexico.
I think we need to give this gift of perspective to everybody.
Oh man, this is so cool.
I always said I'm going to do it, and I just did it.
We went to space!
What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I can't believe this.
As soon as you land, you will want more of it.
So we want to take a moment to talk about building the road to space for the benefit of Earth. As you just saw, New Shepard offers astronauts a life-changing shift in perspective. To date, New Shepard, by the way, has flown 64 humans above the Kármán line. That's 9.1% of all people above the Kármán line. And after this mission, the total number of people flown on New Shepard will be 70. 4 people, by the way, Alice, have flown twice. Now, what's cool is New Shepard allows everyday people just like these astronauts to visit space. We are now operating 2 human-rated vehicles to better meet customer demand. Safety, of course, is our highest value, and we have built redundancy into every safety system. So let's actually discuss how New Shepard fits into Blue Origin's broader mission and vision.
Now, New Shepard is just the start of Blue Origin's journey. It's a glimpse at what lies ahead in our roadmap. It's not the ultimate aim. Beyond what's happening here in West Texas today, there are exciting new developments like New Glenn, which has already successfully flown its first mission earlier this year, and it is ushering in a new era for our large orbital vehicles.
That's right.
You can see it on the screen here. This is a replay of our first launch. What an incredible moment that was for the team.
I know everyone at Blue Origin so excited to see that milestone. And of course, New Glenn launched the Blue Ring Pathfinder. Blue Ring is a very versatile in-space system, providing various services for equipment and satellites in space.
Yeah, Blue Ring is capable of relocating objects and space hardware, acting as a communication hub between Earth and the Moon, and augmenting satellite functions. Overall, it is an exciting new class of vehicle, making space even more accessible and practical for companies, governments, and other entities.
It's an amazing addition to our toolkit and really starts to fill out that picture of a robust space infrastructure that will make space more accessible and more usable for all humans.
Yeah, I'm particularly excited about its potential for cost-effective science missions. Now, we all know that New Shepard has flown many payload science missions over the years, and these are all exciting developments, but there's one more piece of the puzzle.
Yes, very soon we are going to the south pole of the moon with the 8-meter-tall Blue Moon Mark I lander that happens to be taller than the Apollo lunar module. If you take a look at your screen, you can see Mark I on the left and Mark II on the right. For us, this vehicle continues as a Pathfinder as we continue to make significant progress within our lunar permanence team. This initiative is focused on establishing a lasting human presence on the moon, creating foundations for humanity to settle permanently.
Yeah, so those are the pieces of the puzzle that, consider our tagline, for the benefit of Earth. This sums up our mission. Every program and every vehicle that we develop aims to harness space resources for Earth's advantage. Our work focuses on accessing vast resources, energy, rare materials, and making it possible to relocate heavy industries, especially those that could be detrimental to Earth, like manufacturing and energy production, relocate those into space.
Yeah, and these, of course, are substantial ambitions, right? That's the work at hand for us here at Blue. Now, historically, fewer than 700 people have traveled to space globally. However, to significantly impact Earth using space, we've got to expand our vision.
Yep, and that is why we're invested in developing New Shepard and building our legacy in human spaceflight. With the success of New Glenn's first mission, we are scaling our services and creating a comprehensive ecosystem of programs. This approach embodies the road to space, developing reusable vehicles and various programs for space exploration, orbital missions, and lunar ventures, enabling future generations to leverage space for Earth like never before.
That's right. And with New Glenn's success, we've embarked on a new chapter in realizing this vision. So if you at home are watching and you're like, you guys just talked about a really big mission and vision, you're right. That's what we do here at Blue Origin. And the short version of it is that New Shepard essentially is a vehicle that is helping us prepare for more launches with New Glenn. Now we're going to toss it back over to the rocket as we're about T-minus 8:30 from liftoff, because soon we will be hearing that go, no-go poll.
TM recovery. Engineering. Go, green board. CC recovery flight, need your go for terminal count and launch. CC recovery flight, channel 1. CC recovery flight.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is NS-33, New Shepard's 13th human flight, and we are under 7 minutes to launch. We are currently waiting to hear that go, no-go poll from the launch. I'm starting to hear whispers of it. Let's toss it over and listen in.
Go. Ground. Go. Safety.
Go.
Capcom. Go. Engineering. Go. Inco. Go. This is the flight director. New Shepard is go for launch. Booster, commence the terminal count. Local flight. Controllers drop. UHF voice.
That poll is always an exciting moment. We got go for terminal count. A great day here to fly.
Yeah, it certainly is. I know the Astros buckled in ready to go, but I also want to take a moment and talk about the flight profile of New Shepard.
So New Shepard is a suborbital flight, and it's a fantastic way to experience space. You can take a look on your screen. That is the flight profile. It's a simple parabolic flight that is straight up and straight back down. That flight path spans about 12 minutes from launch to landing.
The New Shepard rocket has a vertical takeoff and vertical landing architecture. So let's dive in just a little deeper on the flight profile.
7, 6.
New Shepard's mission
5,
begins when the
4,
countdown clock reaches 0.
2, 1, 0.
At this point, the engine will start and the rocket will lift off of the pad. It will continue under the boost phase for about 2.5 minutes until main engine cutoff. 20 seconds later, the crew capsule will separate from the booster and the astronauts will unharness and enjoy zero-G. The crew capsule will continue past the Kármán line to an ultimate apogee of 350,000 feet, or 100 kilometers. The booster will autonomously land on the landing pad, ready to be prepped for its next flight. Around 3.5 minutes after separation, the crew capsule will begin to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Parachutes will deploy around an altitude of 7,000 feet, or 2,100 meters, providing a nice, slow descent back to Earth. After landing, astronauts exit the capsule and are greeted by the Blue Origin ground crew, family, and friends to celebrate and reflect on their flight. New Shepard, an adventure unlike anything on Earth.
Now, let's also talk about the vehicle that is carrying our astronauts today. The capsule carries the name RSS Kármán Line above the hatch.
An RSS means reusable spaceship. The capsule in today's flight has already flown to space twice. Today will be the 3rd time. We designed these capsules so they can be flown 25 times each, and that's really the vision for all of our hardware, reusability.
99% of New Shepard's dry mass is reused. We're talking everything from the crew capsule and the booster to the engines and the parachutes. This booster, by the way, has flown 4 times.
Reusability is so important to us here at Blue. Not only does it reduce the cost of space travel, it also significantly reduces waste. And we're continuing to develop New Shepard as a program. With the next generation vehicles, we'll be improving our cadence and our vehicle life. These vehicles are actually currently being built in Washington. Shout out to that team.
Absolutely. We love that team. And as you can see, we are about T-minus 3 minutes to lift off. So in this moment, we're going to toss it back over to the rocket as the launch pad becomes alive.
Command engine controller, ready to start. Auto sequence start. Pressing propellant tanks to flight pressures. Retracting the sunshade and capsule access bridge. T-minus 1 minute, 50 seconds.
Right now, the vehicle is going through a series of final vehicle checks, also known as bit checks, especially because we are under the 90-second mark here. Great shot from our drones of New Shepard on the launch pad.
Now we are at just about 1 minute until flight. You can see our vehicle on the pad awaiting liftoff. We're doing some final checks. We're always keeping an eye on pressures and temperatures in the propellant tanks. Both of those need to stay in the green zone. You can see on the bottom right all of the friends and family of our astronauts. They're just as excited and ready for today's flight.
All right, at about 50 seconds, T-minus 50 seconds to lift off, we are currently in a hold. But again, they are doing those final checks. We saw the friends and family out there ready for this moment that has been long awaited. Great shots of New Shepard out on the pad. Again, T-minus 50 seconds. That hold, by the way, I just got confirmation has been clear. The countdown is back on. And we're also keeping an eye right now on the pressure and temperature and the propellant tanks. Both, by the way, need to stay in the green zones of these variables.
Switched on onboard helium.
Looks like we have entered another hold.
Dust termination.
And it has been lifted.
A quick one.
The T clock has continued to count down.
Back in a short hold. It's like a little roller coaster right before liftoff. And we're going to hand it back over to Mission Control. Take a listen in and launch this rocket.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, command smooth start, 2, 1, 0. Mission.
And New Shepard has cleared the tower. Beautiful shot.
Starting roll program.
NS-33, we are on our way.
30 seconds.
Now you can note on the left-hand side of your screen, if you want to follow along, you can. You can note the speed, the altitude, and all of the major milestones coming up here in just a moment. At this point, BE3 is at 100% power level. We are gaining speed and altitude very quickly.
Now, despite the cloud cover, we are tracking New Shepard. Great shot from the rocket looking back down at West Texas.
Mach 1 vehicle is supersonic.
We've just passed 30,000 feet, and we are supersonic.
Engine back up to full throttle.
We just passed max Q. You heard it there. Engine is back up to full throttle. We are on our way to space.
Yeah, the astronauts here are experiencing about 3 Gs.
Passing 50,000 feet.
We are just over a minute and a half into flight. Beautiful shot. So you're going to notice we're going to stay on this picture. This is, again, the camera that is on New Shepard, and that is because our cameras on the ground can't quite pierce all the way through the cloud cover that we're experiencing out in West Texas. But again, you can follow along with New Shepard's journey if you take a look at our telemetry, which is on the left-hand side of your screen.
Miko
We're
confirmed.
about to experience and see Miko. Oh, I just heard.
Miko confirmed.
Standby
Main engine
separation.
cutoff has been confirmed.
Separation confirmed.
Separation is confirmed. That is amazing. Now you can see on your left-hand side, we've got 2 bar charts now. We've got the left-hand side, which is tracking the booster, and the right-hand side is now tracking the capsule.
That's right. Our astronauts are experiencing about 0 Gs here. Not about, they are experiencing 0 Gs, a moment they have been waiting for quite a long time, exacerbated by about a week, but they are finally headed across that Kármán line.
They are. And as you'll note, the booster does have a rotation to it. We intentionally spin the booster and the capsule during flight so the astronauts can get a 360 view. They get to go around a couple times. It's slow and steady, but they get the full view of everything out their window.
That's so great. And these windows, by the way, bigger than a 737.
Much bigger.
Yeah, by like a lot.
And we have officially passed the Kármán line. We're still ascending the booster and the capsule.
And they reach apogee at about the exact same time.
That is correct. Yep. Yes, they do. We'll see that here in just a moment.
Capsule apogee.
And there it is, apogee for both the booster and the capsule. They are now both returning to Earth.
And what will happen is the booster is going to return first about 2 miles from where we launched on the launch pad, and it's going to return faster because it's so much more aerodynamic.
That's right. Yep. The capsule will re-enter a little
4
bit
minutes,
slower,
30 seconds into
but
flight.
that is perfect timing to watch both the booster and the capsule land.
Yeah, we're just over 4 minutes and 30 seconds into flight. Again, this is our camera from our booster looking back
Booster
down
descending
on
past
West Texas.
325,000 feet.
Yep, the booster has descended past 325,000 feet. Our best camera at this moment in time because of that cloud cover out west.
Capsule body rates looking good.
The astronauts still enjoying that 0 G. They're getting their views out the window, taking photos, posing, maybe doing some 0 G flips. Who knows?
I certainly would.
Astronauts
I also have to
returning
say
to
this
seats.
view to me is very calming. The astronauts getting buckled back in shortly. Yeah, but a great
Booster
shot
descent
there
nominal.
from our booster. I just got word in my ear that we don't have any audio of our astronauts at this moment in time, but we have heard they're having a great time up there, as I certainly would be.
Confirmed.
Yeah,
Booster
no.
forward fin deploy.
No kidding.
The booster descending past 150,000 feet.
The booster just opening some of its control surfaces to help it navigate back down. Those all work in tandem.
Yeah, the ring fin, the wedge fins, the aft fins at
Astronauts
the base.
experiencing maximum ascent Gs.
Those Gs the astronauts are feeling are pushing them into their seat as they hit that thick atmosphere coming back into Earth. They feel about 5 Gs for just a moment, and then it settles back to 1 G very quickly. So they should be cool and comfortable right about now.
Yeah. About to go back into the cloud line for our booster. I'm loving this shot from the booster. There we go. Now you can see the desert.
And the landing pad.
Yeah, that's a great shot of it. Here we go. Our launch reach. Camera's able.
And there's the sonic boom.
To capture the booster on its descent. Engine relight.
Engine restart. Landing leg deployed. Booster descent nominal.
And touchdown. We have a beautiful touchdown of the New Shepard booster. Welcome home, NS-33 booster.
Welcome home,
It's
Shepard
great
booster.
to see you there on the landing pad.
That is right. And thank you for providing, by the way, such a great shot of the entire flight. It is great. And it almost looks like it's dead on center, too.
Yeah, hit the target. Now we will stand by to take a look at the capsule here in just a minute. But as we wait, the booster is going through its auto safing process, which happens immediately upon landing. Now that is to get the booster ready for our ground crew to come and pick her up in a little bit and take her back home.
Standby drill.
As we see, the capsule has come through the clouds in a moment. Oh my goodness, what a shot.
A great shot, yeah. We should be
Capsule
seeing the
drogue
drogues here
deployment
shortly.
confirmed.
There they are. And the parachutes just after that. Now the capsule is descending, of course, slower than the booster because of its shape, that like teardrop shape. And there go the parachutes,
Capsule
essential
main
in
parachute
providing that
deployment
gentle
confirmed.
touchdown for the capsule. And it also has a retro thrust system at the base of the capsule, something you'll want to watch out for, which will make that final touchdown even smoother.
Beautiful, beautiful reefed parachutes here. What a gorgeous sight to see. Blue skies all of a sudden.
I know.
Incredible. The weather changes so drastically in Texas. Amazing, amazing shot here of the capsule as it descends smoothly back
Capsule
down
landing
to
zone
Earth.
within
You know, Alice,
expected
we have a
range.
saying in Texas, if you don't like the weather, just wait an hour. And in this moment, our astronauts are soaking up those
Capsule
final
descending
moments
past
with their crew before they're back
1,300
here on Earth. And right now, that capsule is slowing down to just a couple of miles per hour.
TDS enabled.
Yeah, those parachutes take all the energy out. We're at 17 miles an hour, and then we'll go down to 1, 2 with the retro thrust system. Look at that. Beautiful landing site for the capsule.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it's going to be close to one of the roads, which is nice. Easy to get out there. There's a great shot, actually, of our crew recovery system. Yeah, they're on their way. They're looking at the parachutes. That's cool. You can see that from inside.
What a cool shot of the booster and the capsule in one shot. That really just shows you how, you know, New Shepard is so reusable and, just an incredible vehicle. And touchdown. Capsule touchdown confirmed.
Congratulations.
Welcome home, New Shepard 33, Solstice 33. What an incredible flight today.
Yes, that is so great to see. We should be getting a great drone shot there. There it is on the edge of the screen. We can hear a little bit of our astronauts. I'm going to listen in for a second.
Status check, astronaut Lee.
So it's always great to see such an easy touchdown for our New Shepard crew. Now, our capsule recovery team, like we said, they're currently driving out in a convoy to meet the astronauts. They're going to safe the capsule and get ready to open that hatch, which essentially means making everything, like you said, Alice, is ready to go. Making sure it's all ready to go.
That is correct.
Doing a status check right now with our Astros, welcoming them back. Now, this is going to take just a moment, and while it does that, I want to take a moment to also talk about our nonprofit